Hello, everyone. Archie Bear here, coming to you live from Hack Shack Studios. It is Wednesday night. It's a Pontificators night, so we're going to pontificate our little butts off for you guys tonight. It should be a blast. It should be fun. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We got the Fantastic Four First Steps teaser, I guess, a teaser trailer that came out, and also Chris Claremont had some things to say about the X-Men and his take on X-Men. And out of everyone that's around that has worked on that title, he should know what's going on with the X-Men. He contributed quite a bit. I worked with Chris on the X-Men in the 90s, and also I think it was about 2 years on Fantastic Four. So bringing it all around, one big circle. Fantastic Four, Chris Claremont, X-Men, Chris Claremont. He's a great guy. I always liked hanging out with Chris in the day. I think he had a Marvel credit card, so he could take people out to lunch, dinner, whatever. So he was always a great guy to hang out with because he could buy the drinks. He could buy the drinks, buy you some dinner. It was always a good time. I hope he's good. I haven't even seen a picture of him in years. He was the generation before my generation working on comics. So he's a little older than I am. So he's got to be close to, I don't know, 70 if he's not 70 or in his 70s. So and I think he's gonna be working on a new X title. So that should be cool. We're gonna talk about that. But you know what? I wanna start off with I'm gonna present myself to you guys. I haven't done too much focusing on this bad boy. So this is Black and White, Sins of the Father. This is my own create your own comic, and it's got a little bit of history. Got a little history here. Mid '90s through Image Comics put this book out originally, and it did exceptionally well. And so always wanted to tell more stories with these guys. This dynamic duo of Whitney Sung and Reed Blackett, aka Black and White. And and get back into it. And the market just wasn't quite right. So I could have published, the next series through Image and stuff like that. But the market just wasn't. You couldn't really make a living, actually. And so now with Comicsgate and this new indie shift, you can create your own books and you can put them out, and you can get some financing, which is what we're doing here. So this is Black and White Volume 3, Sins of the Father. It says my third campaign. I got more campaigns than that. I think 2 of them were pulled down, and I got 2 Kickstarters. So what would that be? 7? I think I've ran 7 campaigns so far. Between the Kickstarter and the Indiegogo stuff. But let me play this video because it's great. We got to Bill Diaz. Bill Diaz. Yeah, you guys, this marks the 30th anniversary of Black and White. We are back, and stronger than ever. So we are at 32,152. We got 458 backers. We're closing in on 500 backers. That's amazing, you guys. Thank you so very much for turning this into a success, the success it is. We're still funding, so it's not over yet. It's going to take me about a year to put this book together. It is pretty much a one-man show here, so it takes a little bit of time. So here we go. Here's the main cover, you guys. Black and white Sins of the Father. And here's some of the interiors right here. We got the High Octane Adventure. It's back, baby. And we got Pedro Ang, the great Pedro Ang, Comicsgate's own Pedro Ang, working on this. He's writing, penciling, inking, and doing the color work. He is a one-man wrecking crew. So we got that. We did a volume 1 or a issue 1 with the last campaign, and it was very successful. So we decided to bring it back. So this is a follow-up. It's not really a continuous storyline. It's they're one and dones, and they're 22-page stories, kind of like the old floppies. And it's kind of like an upgrade on the floppy, but 22 pages and at a lower entry price. So you guys can get in there and get two books for the Black and White Adventures. And also we have the original volume 1 and 2 that came out a few years ago. So there's actually 4 books that you can get. If you've never read any of the Black and White books, you can get 4 of them and get all caught up with everything. So here's some of the interiors by Pedro. We got the 4 jaw-dropping covers. We got A, which is the main cover. We got B, which is the Juju Lord Fagin cover. We got the Carlo Barberi cover. And we got the great John Malin D cover here. So there's a lot to choose from here. If you guys are having a hard time, just pick up all 4. We have a tier where you can get all the books except for the John Malin, but you can add that as you're checking out. So you can get everything. I think it's with the Jam. Let me see. It's been a while since I've gone over this. Yeah, the Jam. So the Jam has... all these books come signed as well. We got the Black and White Volume 3 variant cover B. We got High Octane Adventures Volume 2. We got the Black and White Volume 3 cover A main. We got the Black and White V3 variant cover C. So that's all 3 variants. We got Black and White Volume 1, Black and White Volume 2. We got the Juju print 11x17. I'll show you that in a minute. And then we have High Octane Adventures 1. So yeah, this is pretty much everything with the Juju print added. And you guys remember all these books come signed as well. So before I started doing the crowdfund, I was paid $8 per signature. That was like my low. Sometimes I'd get $12 a signature. When I do stuff with like Dynamite or Dynamic Forces and different places I would sign with. So always remember that you're getting a signature included with these books, which adds to the value. There's the Carlo cover, and then of course John Malin. And yeah, if you guys want original artwork, we have all the covers available with the exception of the B cover that has been spoken for. Here it is. Here is the Jam Juju 11x17 full bleed print. So you can get that. And then we have some cool stretch goals. We have the 20K trading card. We have the sticker, and then we have the upgrades, which is the paper stock. So we are headed towards the 40K, you guys, 40K. So we're closing in on that. That's the anniversary patch. So I think that pretty much covers the campaign. So the link is in the description. If I do have any mods, if they could drop the Black and White Volume 3 Sins of the Father link there, I would appreciate that. And keep in mind, this is Volume 3. So this Sins of the Father story arc is a 2-parter. So 3 and 4 will pretty much be the Sins of the Father storyline. So let me get back. Let me see what's going on. See what you guys are talking about. Waiting for the guys to get in here. Oh, we got Past Master. Yeah, always listen to Past Master. He's got a wrench and authority. So hit that like button, you guys. If you have social media, tweet it out. I would appreciate that. We have Edwin Buzz. Hell peeps, gotta love Claremont. Claremont, yes. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, you guys click this link right here. Back RT Bears, Black and White Sins of the Father. Click that bad boy. Go over and back a book. Pick one up today. Let me see. Andy rocks too hard. You can never rock too hard. The chick with the what is it, the thingies makes me want to find a jungle. The chick with the thingies. The thingies. Rachel Brinkley, what's up? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the show. Randy Howell, what's up? Let's see. Oh, and you guys, as always, these are interactive. So if you have questions or whatever you want to add to the topics that we're going to be talking about, feel free. Always want to let you guys know that your input is always welcome. When does the movie of Black and White come out? Well, wow, was it 94, 95? We had representation with in Hollywood. So we had an agent, we had a licensing agent, and so we were out pitching for movies, cartoons, video games, toys, you name it. We were out there, and I think the most interesting one was it Live Entertainment, and Live Entertainment, I believe, was Calico, which was the James Cameron company. And I think when he broke up with his wife, they split that company up, and I think part of it became Live Entertainment. I think it's been a while. And anyways, my wife and I, Pamela, are out there doing our best pitch. We're doing our pitch for Black and White. The miniseries had just come out, Image Comics. We were riding high at books sold a crazy amount. And so we're pitching. And so as we're talking, somebody brought up, and they were like, you know who would be perfect for Black and White? And we were like, no, who? And they said, we're working with them now on this movie, or we're working with one of them on this movie now. And they said Alec Baldwin and Kim Basinger. So Alec Baldwin would be Reed Blackett, and aka Black, and then Kim Basinger would be Whitney. I think her name was Samson at the time. It wasn't Sung. We changed that, so we kind of made her more Chinese, I guess. And we figured some stuff out as we went along. And so she's half American, half Chinese. So her mom is from the U.S. and her dad is from China. And so she's a half and half, as they say. And so I was like, well, Kim Basinger doesn't exactly look Chinese. And what I wanted to do with Whitney, with White, was I wanted to try to find the female equivalents to Bruce Lee, right? I was like the reason Kato was so cool in the 60s, Green Hornet, was that he was the real deal, right? Like he was a real like karate guy, right? Jiu-jitsu, judo, all that kind of stuff. And so I was like, there's got to be the female equivalents to that. And so I kind of wanted to do a talent search, but it's these guys are going to put the money up, all this stuff. So I didn't say anything. I just went along with it. And so they were like, we could take a meeting, blah, blah, blah. We could do this. And so at the moment, I never say never. So Pamela and I went along with it, and then we met with our agent after, and our agent was like, "So are you guys into this?" And we're like, "Well, we could see how it goes." And so he said they're only offering a 20K, no, 20 million, not 20K, $20 million budget for the movie, 20 million. And so then I was like, I was like, it sounds good to me. And I think The Crow had just come out, and that was around 20 million for that movie. So I was like, they could do this, for 20 million. And that was before we brought in like the future tense aspect. Like all the new stuff is different than the original. So we have robots and we have high tech stuff, and so and the suits are all power suits and all this other stuff. So it would take a little bit more money to make, black and white now, not just because of, expenses being more than what they were in the 90s, but also just because there's more to it. So he was like, we can't do it for 20 million. And I was like, what? So he later proved, his name was Stan Blum. He later proved that I don't think he really had our interests at heart. So he kind of led us astray on a couple different deals. But yeah, I think that would have been interesting. Bring Alec Baldwin and Kim Basinger in and talk to them about black and white. I think it would have been a blast. Like for me, a lot of that stuff is pie in the sky. So whenever I would take these meetings and stuff, I would always just, like, whoever I was in the pitch meeting with, I would just go, I would laugh and go, haha, we just wasted an hour of those, high-powered executives' time. You know what I mean? So it was just kind of like, it was just, for me, it was fun. And it felt good. It felt good that there were people that were, outside of what I did for a living that were interested in possibly making a black and white, movie or a cartoon or video game. We had a couple different deals and things that we were kind of trying to put together. And so, yeah, I always just looked at it as like, yeah, we wasted, their time. And so Pamela and I would usually find a nice restaurant in Hollywood, and we would go there. We'd kind of celebrate, right? We would actually celebrate just having the opportunity to do this, So it was kind of fun to be like a big shot, for a while and to do this. So that's kind of the black and white movie stuff. So that's it. Nothing really came from it. The closest we ever came to anything big happening is video games. So it was EA, and EA at the time were just doing like sports games. So they were kind of big in sports games. So this was before like a lot of the action adventure like comic book type of video game stuff was happening. And so then we just we got there at the right place, right time. So Stan set up this meeting, and this guy was like the head of EA, and I guess they were like Northern California, and so they came to Stan. Stan had like his company was called the Imagination Factory, and so it was big time. Like they had sound stages, they did commercials. They had an animation division, licensing. They had all kinds of stuff going. It was kind of like they covered like a spectrum of entertainment. And so that guy flew in, and we took the meeting, and it went well. Like I'm just kind of a guy that I can riff creatively pretty easy. I'm not saying everything that comes out of my mouth is a gem, but I can contribute, right? So we were just talking, and so they already had, is it called an engine, or they already had like a game module, I guess, built. And what they were looking for is licensed characters that they could plug into the game. So it wasn't going to be a game that was going to be from the ground up created. And so we got to talking, and the guy was really, pat myself on the back. He even told me, he said, I'm really impressed with you. And he said, would you mind if I had some of my main guys come and just hang out with you? We have a couple games that were in development, and maybe they could use you as a creative like feedback. And so I said, sure. So we set up another meeting. We're talking in black and white, and they had some kind of it was a dinosaur like game. I don't remember the details, but anyways, I held my own with these two guys, and we were just riffing, on that game and how the black and white game would work, and all this fun stuff. So it was like there was chemistry. There was like, it was real. And so San Diego Comic-Con was coming up, right? And so we were going to have a big meeting, celebration. We were going to sign contracts with EA. It was going to be big, right? So Pamela and I were there. We went out to this restaurant that I probably could have never afforded, but Stan was picking up the tab. Those two video game guys were there. The main EA guy was there. Stan, Pamela, maybe Stan's wife, who was in charge of Film Roman at the time. That's actually how we got in touch with Stan, was through, I forget her name. It's been so long. But anyway, we had the contracts there. Everything was a go. So we weren't even really talking too much about black and white or anything. We were just kind of hanging out, having a good time. And so I was assuming we were going to sign the contracts at the end of the meal. And so that didn't happen. So I was kind of like, I think it was like the next day. I might have mentioned it to Stan after we ate, but he kind of kept me at a distance, didn't answer. And so the next day, I pressed him on it, and he said it wasn't a good deal. And I was like, wasn't a good deal? I was like, we had worked out all the details, everything. It was a good deal. I was ready to go. He goes, trust me, wasn't a good deal. I said, so we're just gonna pass on it. And I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, this would have changed my entire trajectory in life, because I would have been kind of ground level in the video game world, not just comic books, but video games as well. And so both Pamela and I were just kind of scratching our head, and we were like, something's not right here. And so we hung out, with Stan mostly the rest of the show. It was neat kind of seeing the convention through Stan's eyes, because like I always, oh, that guy does comic books. I know that guy, right? But not the Hollywood stuff. Like he knew the Hollywood stuff. So we were just kind of like, people that are at the show that you have no idea who these people are. I'm going to check to make sure that I sent this invite to the guys. Paste, enter. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's up now. Okay. So anyways, you guys are getting this great story. And so we were tight with that guy from EA. Like we had his phone number. We were tight. It's not hyperbole. Like he really genuinely liked us. And so Pamela got in touch with him and started talking to him. And Pamela's real heart and soul, like she she can be very direct, but it's always through like caring and things like that. So she was just asking him about this stuff, and he goes, it's not really my place to say anything. He said, you should ask Stan. And so she said, we did. And he said, it's not really my place. So I think we let it go. But then we did ask Stan, and then Stan kind of said the same thing. And so then we asked the guy again. We said, we're just really confused. This is what Stan said. He said it wasn't in our best interest to do it. We were ready to sign the contracts at the San Diego Comic-Con. And then he goes, I'll just tell you guys, you're good people and you deserve the truth. He said he tried to get his animation and his company involved with the deal. So he wanted to put the video game together. So he was using your IP and he was using that as a way to backdoor his own company in to create the video game. And I said, well, I was under the impression that the video game was already done. And he said, the engine is, but the designs and all that other stuff. And so he wanted to take that away from EA, and that just wasn't the plan. And so he pulled out of the, well, he didn't say Stan pulled out of the deal. I don't think he really clearly said who pulled out of the deal. I think it was just kind of understood Stan wasn't going to get his way. So then the deal just fell through. So anyways, that's kind of the shoulda, woulda, coulda, with Black and White. So that was the biggest, and closest success that we ever had. So I made a big mistake. I did put the link in the Pontificators green room, but for some reason it didn't go through. So I just posted it up. So now we got some Pontificators coming in. So let's get this party crazy with Todd Mulrooney. What's up?
Are you out here showboating without us?
I thought you guys were stiffing me, but apparently I was stiffing you.
Are you telling Stan Lee stories?
No. I was. Somebody asked me about like Black and White and if we ever, were in talks with making a movie, and so I kind of shared some stories from the '90s. So just kind of buying time.
Who's the Stan you were talking about? Because I came in.
Stan Blum. So Stan Blum was the. He was a licensor that we signed our deal with in Hollywood. And his big claim to fame was the first Star Wars. He did the licensing for the first Star Wars. Yeah. So you're a little younger than I am, but if anybody, the late 70s remembers going to the mall and seeing the Hildebrandt, Star Wars poster that you could buy. Remember they had the poster shops in the mall? And so he put that together. And remember the really cheesy lightsabers? They were like a flashlight, and they had this telescoping cone that came off of them. Yeah. And they were selling them as lightsabers. Just a bunch of cheesy shit. But you know what? I mean, Fox didn't. He told me the story. He said Fox didn't know what they had. Yeah. So they just had licensing guys go in there and just bid on the best deal that they could give to Fox, because Fox had no idea. So they went, saw the movie, and then Stan got the deal. And so I don't think he put the Kenner deal together. I think that was later. So all the cool stuff he didn't really put together, but he made so much money off those stupid lightsabers. Oh, and the T-shirt. Remember, like the little iron-on T-shirts and stuff. Yeah. He got his money's worth out of that Hildebrandt poster, that artwork. But yeah, that's Stan Blum. Art almost got Earthworm Jimmed. Maybe. Hey, Randy Howe, thanks for the $2 super chat. Art just back. Oh, yeah, baby. Cover D to get all four. Thank you, man. I do appreciate that. You guys are the best. Let me see. Oh, speaking of the best, Va Boom Blue Bombshell returns with Clint Polinsky, Mr. Blue Bombshell himself.
Welcome, gentlemen.
You should license this. You should have T-shirts, man. Like, woo.
It was the worst because I was missing out on your great story and wondering why I wasn't getting entered into the show.
No, it's weird. Oh my gosh! Wait! I got to share this. Yeah, baby, you're a Jedi. It's got the sound effects and everything. That's cool.
It goes too long though.
Oh, does it?
Thank God.
Does it have to play out, or can you turn it off yourself?
It's one button and it doesn't.
It has to play out. Yeah, those are the worst.
My cats love them though for some crazy ass reason.
Do they jump on them?
Oh God, they love them, and then they go nuts for it. So.
Yeah. So anyway, that would be a blast, right? If you could make millions and millions of dollars off cheesy flashlights and Greg Hildebrandt T-shirts and posters. My gosh. He also knew he was good friends with Sly Stallone. So all those Sylvester Stallone his early movies, he got a piece of the first Rocky.
This is classic. This is classic being in the right place at the right time kind of success stories. Because this guy was just average Joe. I don't know. Maybe he was classic right place, right time. Because just sometimes you just land in a pile of fucking gold. Or most of us land in a pile of shit is what this is.
I think you nailed it. You nailed it completely because you remember Ballstein from what was that called? What was that movie with Blue Steel? Zoolander. Zoolander. Remember Zoolander's agent, Ballstein?
Yeah.
It was always like, hold out for more money, right? Like, hold them by the short hairs. That's how this guy was. Like, he was a power tripper, right? Like, because he didn't care. Like that's the thing about like when if anybody else out there signs a licensing deal or gets involved, you have to realize like these guys don't really care about your IP.
Yeah.
They don't care.
You're
just a way to get a meeting. You're just a way to move their business forward. And so this guy power tripped these guys like EA and some of this other stuff just because it was about the art of the deal, right? It was just about like being that guy, power tripping this other guy. And we found that out a little too late. But you nailed it. Like, I don't think the guy had any real skill other than he just didn't give a shit and he would just always hold out for more. That was his MO, Yeah. So let me go. We got Mr. High Octane himself, Mr. Pedro Ng. His country is on fire. Like
not really.
He's gonna get a US
good,
citizenship.
man.
It's gonna be great.
Panama's in the news. That's
not for the reason we want, but
yeah, everything's lining up nice,
for you guys.
Like, I don't. I'm
you'd rather be under red
control. I don't know if I
control.
should ask it on the show.
Oh,
wait. What did Todd say? Todd, you always.
I heard him. Like
I want everybody else to hear him too.
Yeah.
I said he'd rather be under communist control.
No,
the thing is like we're not
fired.
No,
we're not. We're not under our control, man. That's the thing.
But there's a lot of corruption going on in your country that I read
well, there's
about,
a lot of corruption going on in our country too, Todd.
Yeah, exactly.
Go look at USAID and then talk and then start throwing stones about corruption.
I mean, would you give Joe Biden your account number, Todd? I don't think so. So let's not talk about corruption. No, the thing is like
glass houses, everybody, glass houses.
Yeah. I mean, the way I see it, we're not happy with China either.
No.
And there's no need for this bravado. Like, we're coming. We're going to take the canal back. Like, dude, just talk to us.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's taking this approach. There's a lot of people who don't really read that are really pissed off. People who read are like, okay, what's going to happen? I don't want our kids to die, man. That's the only thing that's got me concerned.
What do you mean by you don't want the kids to die? Wait, hold on.
I don't think it'll come near fighting. This is my question for you. Do you think Panama as a whole would be interested in a Puerto Rico kind of situation?
No.
Okay, they're not interested in that. They want to stay independent. They want to stay independent.
Yeah, you guys were already here. Like, we know how that goes.
Yeah.
And Panama, it's ready to be America's ally. Like, we are.
Yeah, but want to stay in separate. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, and that's cool. That's cool. I appreciate that.
And the whole thing with the ports is that was a shady deal done in '94. You guys were still here. Even the Southern Command was still here. Like, before they moved to Puerto Rico, they were stationed in Panama. But China was not a threat to you guys then.
Mm-hmm.
When China became a problem for you guys, like mid 2010s, then now those ports are an issue.
Yeah.
Where we as a country, because I'm not saying Panama is innocent, where we as a country screwed up was in 2017. Why? Because our then president took a bribe of $130 million from China.
Yeah.
Broke relations with Taiwan and joined the Belt and Road. Nobody knew about that, not even the people in the government. Like, we all found out on TV.
$130 million is hard to turn down, though.
It's not that much money. Holy shit! This guy sold the freaking
country, man. And
for like $100 million. You said 100,000, right? You didn't even say 100 million, right?
$130 million.
Oh, 130
million.
Yeah, and his family could sell their rum in China, which is Ron Abuelo, which is rum.
No, but
is there repairs that are really bad that you want the United States to help with?
No.
Is that some part of it?
Oh, no. The thing is that if you can come out and negotiate with us, we would take China. Like, we don't like
this is all. I think this is all Trump's art of the deal.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, he's riling up. No, let me finish, Clint. Let me finish.
Yep.
The thing is that Trump's attitude, it's riling up a situation that is not needed.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, like, okay, we have Chinese investments in Panama, like everybody in South America, because the U.S. turned their back on Latin America to focus on China, because you guys put all your thing in China. Now China's a problem, and dude, now you're bringing your attention back into Latin America world. Okay, the U.S. is back, but it's like, we're gonna kick your ass, and we're like, why? It's just like, hey, we want to invest. Everyone would be like, oh, cool. You want to invest?
And he's got a good insight here. You guys haven't been as big since that Van Halen song, Panama.
Yeah. I agree.
All right, wait, I got to get this to Darren Wagner. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Demifoot, sign up. Indiegogo, Wagner, Dillard. Woo! Yeah, baby. Go over there. It looks like it's a sign up. Usually there's some freebies in the sign up. So go over there, sign up. It doesn't take that long.
I worked with Darren before. Darren's a great writer.
Yeah.
We did a book together, and then is that Dillard Draws there with his artist?
Yeah.
A bang up writer artist team right there. So if you guys in the chat haven't checked out this book, go get on the sign up for sure.
Here's a link right here, you guys. So, Randy, thank you so much for that. Click the link, go over. We make it easy for you. Randy says, hell, I'll sell the Panama Canal and the Brooklyn Bridge for $130 million.
Yeah. Well, the last thing I'm going to say about this, like, all this trouble is not getting in the way of Black and White High Octane. I'm on page 11 right now. I have some stuff to show you later, Art. So, yeah, dude, life goes on. If we became a U.S. protectorate, like, I just really don't want people to fight, man, because that we already did that in '89.
I just want to. I want to be able to come down and hang out with you without having to have a passport, man.
Well, that would be cool.
And U.S. dollars, and just like, you know.
Well, we already use the U.S. dollar down here.
Yeah, they're on the U.S. dollar.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah,
you know what? Like the thing about like things getting like physical, like battles, fights, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Where I'm pretty optimistic with Trump is I don't think he wants that either.
He doesn't want to see one drop of blood.
So I think if it does, I mean, you never rule it out, right? But I don't think, you know, he is like this tough guy, but it's more like the art of the deal. It's power playing, it's tariffs, it's these things, right? And what I'm hoping is initially, like he's coming out, you know, with both barrels, and what he's trying to do is he's trying to intimidate right off the bat, right? He's like, you don't play right, we're going to tariff the shit out of you, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, like all this stuff, like you see, like them going after illegals and deporting them and stuff like that. Some of this stuff is gut wrenching, right? But these things are messages to these countries, these people that are trying to do these things. So if we sugarcoat it or we try to make it too nice, then guess what? I don't think it's going to be that effective. So I think there is this kind of attitude, like this bravado, right? That you know, go and we're going to flex our muscles as America, and we're going to make it great again, not just, you know, in the U.S. but in the world standing as well, and all these things. And you know, the thing is, like you're saying, Pedro, I think like America's influence on a lot of these things make these countries better as well. You know what I mean? Because like with commerce, with also just, you know, with just calming things down, you know, with battles, because I heard like pretty much the U.S. tamed the high seas, right? Like from pirates and all this other stuff.
There's no piracy in our oceans.
Yeah, there's still some, but you know what I mean? I mean, it's like because of America's influence, you know.
Oh, no, there's piracy. What I mean by our oceans, like there's no piracy in the Americas, in the continent. Piracy is in Africa.
Right.
You don't get that
basically
kind of
the Somalis.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's benefits to it, you know, and I you know, I'm on board, man, for this next 4 years. I do.
Dude, like, you know what's the funny thing? I'm still really happy for you guys that you got Trump. Like, I'm not saying like this is the thing. Like, okay,
even this little bit of hassle, I think in the long run, it's going to work out for the best for everybody. But
dude,
I think it's a long run. It's a long run thing. I tell my wife this all the time. You know, Trump is not the great communicator, but you know that JD Vance is.
Yeah.
Get that guy out and have him start explaining what you're doing in detail, because if these tariffs and prices start going up and things like that, which people are predicting, I think people are going to start losing faith. But if you can get out there and say this XYZ is going to happen, but we're playing the long game, right? So this next year is going to be tough, but I believe if we can if we can unite over this, we can keep moving, you know, it will get better for not just our generation, but the next generation, so on and so forth. But we have to play the long game. And
I saw
the long game.
Oh, sorry, Art. I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I saw somebody post today that they would be glad to pay for $10 eggs to watch all this government misspending and Democratic, all the USAID money funneling into. I mean, it's basically a money laundering system with kickbacks to the Democratic Party. And I'll pay $10 eggs all day of the week to watch them cut all this crap out of all the corruption in the government. So
I don't think it will come to that, because I do think if you eliminate some of the corruption, then you know the deficit goes down. There's no need to print money, and there's no need for the inflation like that's happening now.
But the sentiment is out there
itself.
The sentiment is out there. It's like, yeah, in the short term, you know, it might not drop grocery prices down right away, but in the long term, people realize like there's just abundant corruption, and it's been going on for decades with the Democratic.
I think there's some people that would be willing to do that, but I think most people would not. $10 for a dozen eggs and shit like that. But to be honest, I mean, I am optimistic, and I'm giving it 2025. I think this year is going to be tough, but I think we'll start reaping the rewards down the line, and so I'm willing to kind of not pay $10 for eggs, because also I don't think we should let authority or people that are in charge know what we're willing to do. You know what I mean? I'm more than willing to pay $10. Oh, yeah. Really?
Really? Whoa. Okay.
What, Todd?
So I've been attacked all week. The outrage.
Over what? Over what?
Yeah. Why would you be mad at Elon Musk when he's finding these things out? Like, how is that? I know you have your party, and that may be who you are, but you should be like, damn, this is great, and we should hold people accountable. Not the other way around. They want to hold him accountable.
What is the obvious answer to your question, Todd? Because they were getting
the obvious
money.
Answer is he's finding corruption, and the corrupt people are getting mad.
The people who are bitching the loudest, he's taking money out of their pockets for their corruption.
Mm-hmm. The people 100%. I don't understand that are complaining is there's like average Joes like us. Right. You know what I mean? Okay, Kevin Dooley.
Phil Buck. Phil Buck on Facebook.
Right. Like on at DC Comics, I like Kevin Dooley. I get along with him. We keep civil. I think you posted something in one of those threads, Todd, and I tried to come to your defense, but it was something. It kind of dwindled down to like immigration, and I said, listen, let's clarify. You guys keep saying immigration. Nobody has a fucking problem with immigration.
Right.
Legal immigration. One fucking person that I've ever talked to that said, you know what? These legal immigrants are fucking shit up. I've never, ever heard that once in my life. I've never heard it, right? They got a problem with illegal immigrants, right? So then everybody's talking in this thread like, migrants, immigrants, but they're not putting the illegal part, right? So then I finally said, listen, I think Dan Frega's wife was in there too. And I said, she was like immigrants. And so I just said, listen, nobody has a problem with immigration. Nobody has a problem with immigrants. Nobody has a problem with migrants. It's the illegal part of it. And then it became like watered down. Like, is that really breaking the law? I go, yeah.
Kevin Dooley was in this. I gotta go find. Is this Facebook?
Yeah, it was. When was it? It was early. It was about early last week.
I gotta go look back.
Todd, man, Todd gets some jabs in, man. It's awesome.
Good.
Yeah.
Fuck those liberals and their bullshit. It's like you can immigrate into this country legally. Do it legally. Guess what? You listen to any Hispanic who came through here through the system legally, they don't want you to come in illegally either because they did the hard work to come in here legally. You hear it over and over again. Don't come into the United States illegally. It is a crime. It's as simple as that. They refuse. They try to like wrap their little mind game stories around it, and it's like, no, it's as simple as that.
Well, they're disingenuous and they're lying. When they leave the illegal part out of it, that is a lie. But the thing is, you hear people arguing like, well, who's going to pick the vegetables? Who's going to do these tough jobs?
1% of those people do that.
Right. 1%. Well, the thing is, in Southern California, I didn't do it, but I knew I had access to it, but I had friends that did it. Southern California used to be all agricultural, right? Kids at the summertime, white kids, whoever, would go work these farms. They would work these farms as like a summer job.
And If your excuse
I do have an opinion here.
Immigrants in is to be like a substandard, cheap form of labor, how racist is that?
Not only that,
go ahead.
I have an opinion on this because the things like saying like, "Oh, our labor, who's gonna pick our fruit?" No, you don't have to single me out, but who's gonna pick our fruit? I equate it to say like, what are we gonna do without our slaves?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just like, dude, this is people who don't have like a legal status in the country. You can pay them whatever. You can house them, like they have no recourse if something happens to them. It's basically a slave. So
that's exactly it. They cannot take advantage of America's fruits. They can't do it because they're not legal, right? So there are some advantages for them, but there's a lot of disadvantages as well. So it's going to be tougher to do these things. But what the left wants to do is make it easier for, you can go to college, you can get housing, you can get all this stuff. But that's not a deterrent. A deterrent, they should come in legally. They can be part of the system. You don't have to do all these weird gyrations to accommodate them, to make it work for them. Because it's like we all agree. This is modern day slavery. You're paying
the Democratic Party
they have no recourse. They can't go get a lawyer. As soon as they start some kind of legal action, then they're going to go, are you legally here or illegally here? So they're not gonna start any shit because they know they're gonna be deported if they do. So they're scared to death. Could you imagine every day of your life worried that you're gonna be deported? How are we doing any service like benefit for these people? We're not.
No, we're not.
I'm gonna get this. Thank you, Stealth X5 for the $2 super chat. Hello. That's my Three Stooges. Do you guys want to get into the topic? You want to get into some shit talking, some pontificate?
Yeah, let's get off politics.
I can't share anything because my Chrome is all messed up, and that's the only one I can share stuff on. So
yeah, that happens.
Fantastic Four tab, and I have the Marvel X-Men. It's Popverse.
And there's a new Captain America trailer too, or not trailer, but a new Captain America clip. They're trying to push that up after the whole. Not Howard Mackie. Anthony Mackie.
Well,
like, America doesn't.
You can't find it.
No, I can't pull anything up because I'm in a stupid browser and my other browser isn't working.
Okay, well, I already have like as far as the title, we have FF and the Chris Claremont thing. We'll get into that, and I mean, it shouldn't take too long, and then I'll find it, and then we can get into. Or can you put the link in the Pontificators?
Chat, I will try and do that.
Because I'll just grab it from there. But anyways, you guys, let me share. This will be fun. We can the Fantastic Four trailer just dropped.
It looks good.
I think yesterday, and
I was pleasantly surprised.
So yeah, and then we can get your feedback on this. So can you guys see this?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, here we go, you guys. I'm gonna have to start and stop it just so I don't get popped. I guess I could turn the sound down, but
you do that.
That's no fun. Well, we can watch it all through without sound, and then we can start and stop it.
Yeah.
So we'll just watch this through, just in case anybody hasn't seen it.
I like the futuristic 60s look. They nailed that down.
It's well done, yeah. I don't think she has a 60s haircut, though.
No, not really. But the costume,
they do the Buffon hairdo.
Yeah. And that curve is designed for the thing with the eyebrows.
Yeah.
You see that? Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, her hair is like all over the place.
This July. So I think they're going to do the origin as a flashback. What do you guys think?
Probably, yeah.
Well, no, I think it's they're using the multiverse on this.
Yeah. What do you
But their
think
haircuts
this
are
Johnny
different.
Storm?
Like if you look at it, there's two different timelines going on here. Like look at her hair; it's long. So I think there's a past and there's a contemporary story. So I was thinking some of it might be in the form of flashbacks. It doesn't have to go that way, but there definitely is stuff from the past and stuff from the present.
Yeah, because your hair is very long there.
Yeah, the hairstyle is. What do you think of this Johnny Storm?
I thought his hair looked really weird.
Yeah, he looks youngish. Like he's almost like a teenager. Like I don't know.
He is the younger sibling.
Yeah, but not that young though, is he?
Well, they were really young in the original.
Okay.
Yeah, because like I think I would say when you go Kirby, Lee, Fantastic Four, like Reed was 45, and like Sue was probably 25.
Yeah,
Johnny was probably like 18 to 20, and like Thing was probably about 30. That's where I would put their ages, because Reed was always much older than Sue.
Yeah.
And then Johnny was the younger brother.
You know what's awesome about this shot right here? It looks like he's farting, like that's like fart coming out of it.
Farting into the upper atmosphere.
Yeah. I mean, but if you're in outer space, you gotta fart, right?
Yeah.
Why
in outer space, no one can hear you fart.
Yeah, exactly.
Farting is one of our natural forms of propulsion.
Yeah, exactly.
when you're in a zero gravity, like genetics and nature, when you're in a zero gravity space, farting is one of the natural forms of propulsion. And where would you want it to come out of? Out of your back end, so you can see what you're facing and shooting forward.
Exactly.
If you give human beings another 1,000 years to evolve, we'll probably be like intergalactic people that can just shoot from space to space just by farting through the galaxy.
Yeah, there you go,
that might
man.
Be one of my next comic books.
Farting you heard it here. Oh, I got an observation about this Johnny Storm actor. I don't know his name, but what is the actor's name? He played Freddy.
He's in Stranger Things.
He played Freddy in the Scooby-Doo, the actor. He's the son of Freddie Prinze.
Freddie Prinze Jr.?
Yeah, Freddie Prinze Jr. Yeah, he looks like that guy with like the blonde wig in Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
All I know is he was in Stranger Things. That's all I know about him.
Yeah. No, you're right. Speaking of Stranger Things,
we get a nice spoiler at the end here, though.
Yeah, we do.
But look at this. This is not New York City, so this has got to be some kind of alternate universe or something, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Amalgam City.
There's Empire State Building, but this is a multiverse. This is not the Marvel universe that we've been watching with Tony Stark and Captain America and Thor. This is a multiverse where Fantastic Four showed up in the 60s.
But look at, they got like the Jetsons tower over here.
Oh yeah.
That tower looks like it's well done. Like it just looks like somebody had some what do you call that? Where you design stuff and they just kind of superimposed it in here, because it doesn't even look like it's in perspective with the city. It looks weird.
There's a theory already out there that is actually pretty much spoilers for what's coming forward, and I don't even know. Don't need to say it.
But what is it?
Yeah. Do people want to know?
Of course.
It makes perfect sense. This is spoilers. Spoilers if you don't want to know, because I think this is probably pretty accurate for this movie, but spoilers. Galactus shows up. Fantastic Four loses, but because of Fantastic Four's ability to cross multiverses with Reed, they traverse to the MCU that we've known, that we've been watching in the movie universe, but Galactus follows them. And this leads into Secret Wars.
So then the universe, the multiverse that they establish in this story will be destroyed. And then these guys will then come into what we know of as the MCU.
Yeah. And I think that seems pretty plausible.
Yeah, it's just as good as anything else.
Because I mean, in this universe, in a 60s Fantastic Four, nobody's mentioned the Fantastic Four throughout all the other Marvel stuff. So that would be one way of syncing Fantastic Four in with Avengers, Spider-Man.
Yeah, they never existed in the cinematic universe that we know. It makes sense.
Exactly. Yeah. So it would be a good, smooth transition, story-wise. And then you've already established that there's X-Men in a multiverse in the Marvel movie. Yeah. So yeah, you can start tying all that stuff together in that Secret Wars movie. Thing looks great. Thing looks great.
That was the running scene, and actually the invisibility scene and the flame on and the Thing. They look great.
That looks awesome. That's what I want my Thing to look like.
Look at my that. Thing does look like that. It's hard as a rock.
Nice. So who do we think the old guy played by what's the
John Malkovich?
Is that Doom? Is that Doom, or is that Reed's father? Or
no, he's that ape guy.
Oh,
Wild apes.
Oh, okay. Look at that shadow. Look at that shadow of Galactus.
Oh, dude. I screamed profanities when I saw that.
Yeah, that's pretty epic. That's pretty epic.
Oh. There are people that saying that he should be bigger.
No. Perfect size.
I think if it's any bigger, like, how do you story tell? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I mean, and it does beat like the shot back in space we got in the first Fantastic Four. Remember that? It was like
go back to the John Byrne. Go back to the John Byrne Galactus issues. I think it was like in the 230s, where Fantastic Four and the Avengers teamed up against them and they kind of brought them down. You need him to be that size because exactly what Art was saying. Visually, if you make him too big, how are you shooting that? You want him to be a giant, but you want to be able to have the perspective of the smaller characters going against him and the city. If you make him any bigger than that, it like messes it up cinematically.
You know what I would do, especially if Galactus is the big bad that destroys this universe or this timeline, I would make him get bigger as he eats universe.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I would do.
My question is he going to get hit by the ultimate nullifier?
Who knows?
Yeah. At some point, maybe.
At some point, yeah.
But I'll tell you, this right here, this does nothing for me.
No.
This looks like
costumes aren't terrible.
Yeah.
They look terrible, but it doesn't.
Yeah, they look like Mego action figures from the set.
No, but this actually looks like the set of American Bandstand in that time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, remember that movie, The Wonders? Like, time for meet the Wonders.
I think
the Oneaters.
Yeah, the Oneaters. Yeah.
I think all the art direction.
I don't hate any part of this. I think it looks interesting, and it looks like a good beginning that they will transition off into something else.
Yeah, my thing is the art direction looks really strong.
Yeah.
The thing with the brow, it actually works. I think this Baxter building, is working.
Even the rocket looked like it had like a 60s sensibility.
Yeah.
So this is the director from the Scarlet Witch Vision Disney Plus thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Welcome to the extra building.
We make a point to do family.
I really have to stand by that Pedro. What's his name? Pasquale. That dude's all wrong. Listen to his voice.
Yeah. No, he's terrible as Reed. He's terrible as
all wrong.
Welcome to the Baxter Building.
We make a point to do family dinner every week.
Yeah.
Sunday at 7 on the dot, no matter what.
No matter.
We're all here.
And what's with like shave the frickin' mustache and everything?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
The casting, I hate.
Have you seen him without a mustache?
He looks like a gimp.
Plenty of movies. He's in the Wonder Woman movie as the bad guys without a mustache.
Yeah.
He's just somebody Disney had under contract. That's what he is.
You know, I heard some YouTuber talk. They're like, they couldn't get past the fact that Herbie had an apron on, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like there is nitpicking, and then there's nitpicking, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
And if you remember the old cartoons, like this is classic Herbie. Like this is Herbie from,
Sauce coming.
Yeah, I don't hate Herbie at all. I think Herbie is a great addition.
Yeah, I thought so too. I'm not sure. There's a lot of criticism about the Thing's voice, Ben Grimm's voice, but I don't know. I mean, it's not exactly, what is he, from Brooklyn or wherever it is?
Yeah, it's not ruining it for me for sure.
Yeah, it's not that glaring.
Yeah, I'll be the judge of that.
You know what kind of bugs me more is like it's all in the eyes, and if they're going to do close-ups like this on the character, I think they should have like brought the eyes out more, like darkened the outline of the eyes or something, because they get lost in all the detail of the rock.
I think they did that on purpose though, because I don't think they can still pull off a good CGI eye.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
I think
CGI eyes are on point. It's just a matter of popping up the eyes in a scene like this is going to make it look natural.
Yeah.
The lighting is not hitting him properly. So it would be like his eyes are a light source. Like it will look weird.
You're almost better off hiding him a little bit than bringing him out.
Because I worked with Claremont and on the Fantastic Four. I think I worked on it for about 2 years. And the key was always like put that, because the brow stands out so much, put the eye sockets in deep shadow. If you look at all the drawings that really work the best are like Ben Grimm's eyes. The sockets are in really deep shadow. And it's a little tougher to do that in a realistic way, like you're saying, realistic lighting and stuff. But for some reason, the eyes just kind of get lost. Maybe if they were even like bigger, you know, not to do a Battle Angel Alita like big eyes.
Yeah.
But, something like that.
Yeah, that wouldn't work.
Okay. Is this guy good or what?
I think she works, but she has that crazy look, like those women that don't. Yeah, like their eyes are always like too far open.
Yeah, exactly. She ever since Mission Impossible, she freaks me out. Like I don't like her.
Yeah, that's what people say too. She's like a crazy lady.
She
looks like she's a villain.
Yeah.
I want to add a couple cloves of garlic, not because it's not delicious. I just want to add a little bit of zip. Okay.
A little bit of zip. I don't mind the voice. I think this is so weird. Like it's a chalkboard, right? But they try to make it look high tech.
B-5.
I like that. I don't know why, but
what do you guys think about the soundtrack, though? I think it's banger. Like I like it.
I like it too. Yeah. I like the little personal thing, like Ben, like kind of smacks the top of his helmet. It's kind of a little personal thing. These suits, these spacesuits look awesome.
Yeah. Very time appropriate.
First time, you couldn't turn invisible.
Could you shave the mustache?
I wouldn't lie in bed with her at all. She's like, ooh, she's gonna put something in my food.
You can put some in my food. This looks really cool. This right.
Yeah.
I think that looks pretty awesome.
Ben wasn't a rock.
They did the thing with the hat, dude. The thing with the thing in the hat, like that oversized hat. He was always wearing to be like incognito, like Ben.
And the trench coat. Yeah, it's a good touch. Yeah. The mustache is not working at all.
No.
In the world, right here.
Yeah. Best looking, he means.
I don't know. It's the eyes for me. The ever-loving blue-eyed thing. They got the blue eyes. They got it, but maybe they're just too small, or it's just kind of weird. They kind of get lost, especially like right there. Let me see if I can freeze it.
Yeah.
Before he closes, just before
this reflection there.
This one right here, like I don't know, man. They got everything right. It's just like put the eyes like maybe around the eye socket if it was darker, maybe even like a darker rock, like a brown or something.
But wouldn't that look like eyeliner?
Well, yeah, I guess it could.
Yeah, then he'll be like, "Are you in Devo or something? Like, what you doing?" Then
here's Freddie Prinze Jr. As Johnny Storm. It looks like Ben Grimm's got boobs. What the hell?
Yeah.
What is that? That's weird.
Rocky boobs.
That's Rob Liefeld, Captain America pecs. This is pretty cool. Yeah. But you know what? They got the flame effects right in the earlier versions as well. So.
Oh yeah, the one where Captain America played Johnny Storm.
Yeah.
Chris Evans. Yeah, he was a good Johnny Storm. Like his banter with the thing was cool.
Always been a.
My God.
He's always been our rock. It's like they got a metaphor going, and it's like, oh, okay. So they're gonna try with all four characters, and then it just kind of falls apart.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna play the whole thing. So what she says is like, oh, that's kind of cool. Okay, let me play this.
Ben has always been a rock. Johnny is Johnny.
Hi.
And I am right here.
And I am right here. Like, what is that?
Yeah.
It's like it's kind of like a wimp out, like as far as writing. And also, you notice there are no Mr. Fantastic effects in this trailer.
Yeah, that's noticeable. They haven't showed his power at all yet. So
yeah. So they do the Iron Man. He flies out in the outer atmosphere and loses.
Whatever life throws at us, we'll face it together.
So this is an invasion or something like Galactus? Is that what you were saying?
I'm guessing.
I mean, they're not going to do the Skrull Empire and Galactus in the same movie. Like, they wouldn't do that.
And
that would just be crazy.
They showed nothing of the female Silver Surfer either because they switched the Silver Surfer to a female. So
yeah,
true.
They're holding some stuff back.
That's cool.
Yeah, the thing running looks awesome.
And John Malkovich.
I hate Reed's mustache.
Yeah. Everything about that Pedro Pascal in this is wrong.
Yeah, he's not a good Reed.
I mean, Krasinski was a decent looking Reed.
So who do we think? Who do we think? I can't think of the actor's name right there. Him. Who do we think he is?
Oh, John Malkovich?
Yeah, John Malkovich.
I don't know.
I told you he was.
Is he Doom?
No, he's the ape guy.
Oh, you think he's
all those apes?
Yeah, what are the characters?
I forget what his name is.
Somebody in chat knows.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about with the apes, but I can't
Red
think
Ghost.
The Red Ghost, yeah. Okay. Good call, Marcus.
The thing about like these beats is like, do you remember the teaser for Transformers where it was the moon landing, and then you see the robot shadow on the surface, and then the camera kind of gets knocked over or whatever? It's like they've done that before, and then like the Johnny Storm going and burning out, falling back to Earth. It's like a lot of these beats have already been done.
They're lazy writing.
Mm-hmm. They're going with the safe. Yeah, they're going with the safe. Like, this is cool, guys. It's been shown to be cool before.
Somebody else liked it. You guys will like it too.
Yeah.
I love the shadow on New York City, though. That does look cool.
As a family.
As a family with your crazy eyes.
Yeah, like she was not my greatest choice for Sue Storm either, but she's just one of those actresses that's like there's just generational, like for 10 years, like these are the actresses you pick or actors you pick.
Yeah.
This is the batch, guys.
She's been in the Fast and the Furious and all of these damn action
and Mission Impossible also.
Yep, exactly. Mission Impossible.
You know, we got to bring that Hispanic girl back.
Jessica Alba?
I don't know if I can look at this girl for like 2 hours and believe that she's Sue Storm. I mean, she's got everything. She's got everything going for her, but those eyes, like she's got the proportions, everything's there. But
there's something weird though. She has a weird look to her. But Jessica Alba can't be controlled by Hollywood because Jessica Alba has her own brand that makes her a lot of money. So Hollywood likes to control these people. This chick is controlled by Hollywood.
Oh, I was just kidding. I don't really want to see her as Sue Storm.
I'd rather see some hot young blonde as Sue Storm than this chick.
Hey, what's that woman's name that everybody likes? Oh my gosh.
Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah, get her.
She would have been fantastic Sue Storm. She would have been a fantastic Spider-Woman if they had let her have the movie instead of doing Madam Web. Like Hollywood has no fucking clue. It's a bunch of douchebag executives that have no idea about these properties. That Madam Web movie was garbage. If you would have done a Spider-Woman movie with Sydney Sweeney as a star in that costume, that would have done easily as good as the first Venom movie, but they have no fucking clue what they're doing.
Rachel says,
no.
Ziegler as Sue Storm.
Oh, God.
Hell no.
Oh, that's it. One slick dude nailed it. She has Karen eyes. Danky agrees. Sydney Sweeney, yeah. Then you'd have you'd have to recast Reed because there's no way he could land that chick.
No. But then they don't want to. There's no open casting anymore. I mean, they cast Pedro Pascal, and Disney cast him in every fucking thing they can because I'm sure they have him to some ironclad contract where like he's making money, but like DC has control of his freaking life. There's no reason Pedro Pascal has to be in every goddamn movie that Disney puts out, other than that they have him by the balls contract-wise. I mean, he's the Mandalorian. He's Reed Richards. He's the bad guy in the Wonder Woman movies. He's what the Last of Us thing. He's in every goddamn thing, and the reason is because they don't have to pay him because they have him contracted out to the balls. He's cheap as hell for them, and people like him enough that they'll put him in every damn movie. But like,
The Last of Us is Warner Brothers.
Tell me why they're putting him in all these things then.
Because he did a good job in Narcos. I think that won him a lot of respect. And then he played that Game of Thrones character.
There's no other actors out there?
Yeah.
Well, he's not in everything. I mean, that's silly.
Well, he's in most of the stuff. What did I just name? I named 5 things, and he's probably in double of that.
Wait, thank you, Frank.
You mentioned a couple of things that I forgot: Narcos and Last of Us, and a couple other things. Pedro Pascal's in every damn thing there is right now.
Yeah. So maybe he's got all the check boxes, right?
He's doing something right, and I would love to know.
Or he has.
Well, or maybe I wouldn't love to know what he's doing to get all those jobs. Maybe I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Maybe until he fails, he'll keep getting them.
Yeah. Or he says no to
I
the
would argue that Wonder Woman movie. How did you fail with that? I did. It was so bad I didn't even want to watch it. And I think Gal Gadot is freaking hot as shit, and she's a great Wonder Woman. And I didn't want to see that movie.
It was a horrible movie across the board.
That is where writing just left the building, and they're just like, we'll do whatever.
Hey, Clint, did you send that link?
I put something in the private chat for the Captain America clip. So if you go in
oh, you did it. Oh, in this. Okay, I thought
in the private chat. So see if that works. I haven't tried that before.
Yeah, I got it.
This is a new clip from the Captain America 4 with
Anthony Mackie.
Mackie is Cap.
Mackie is wacky,
but he doesn't believe that America is represented by Captain America.
Well, we're gonna get into that right now.
Should I find that clip too?
Art is speaking. All right, well let's go here. I know Clint's got some insight. He wants to get going, and we like when Clint goes.
No boy, don't get me started.
All right. Oh, we're gonna get you started. Can you guys see this? Look at Anthony Mackie. Look at him.
He's a tough guy.
I'm gonna play it through without sound, and then we'll play clips. So he just got beat up. This is just a normal human being, I imagine.
Yeah, that's the thing.
No superpowers.
Yep, that's the thing. He's just fighting against a normal guy. And here's Falcon now. He's the Latin Falcon.
The Latino Falcon. The Halcón. Yeah.
Well, that was more kick-ass than Anthony Mackie as Captain America.
Yep.
Anthony Mackie's just fighting one guy.
Why is the guy with wings fighting indoors?
So now we have two guys with wings?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. He just does one move and takes that guy down.
Everybody's got wings.
Okay.
That was a sloppy punch.
So that's their newest little clip to try and get everybody excited about it.
I'll play with that. Okay, so what is this supposed to do? Like show that they're badass? Like it kind of looks like the Falcon ends up looking better than this Captain America character.
Captain America barely handles this dude.
Yeah, it's like Falcon took out three guys, and Mackie can barely take this guy down.
Not that hard. I heard your rib go. You need a minute? Nope. Let's get this over with.
He looks. Oh, geez. He looked like he was going to help me out.
The tough guy talk.
Yeah.
I got shit to do today.
He can barely move.
I got shit to do today.
Yeah, he can barely move and get up, and he's got shit to do. Oh my gosh. Gymnastics. Are they in a church? Where the hell are they?
Yeah, it looks like they're probably a church.
This is way cooler than the other, but this actually reminds me of like old 70s kind of like TV. You know, where the motorcyclist would hit the stump and go flying?
Yeah. Eric, okay, this new Falcon reminds me of Eric Estrada from Chips.
other than the sparks, this could be from the 70s.
Yeah. And they're on some random road out in the middle of nowhere where they could have shot it anywhere and said it was this place.
And there's absolutely no reason why this guy should be headed towards this, whatever this is, tree stump. Like, look at the, okay, so he's got a little spark, right?
Yeah. Where did this tree stump come from?
I know,
exactly. Right into it.
Right there.
Very generic.
This is laughable. This is like 70s TV.
This is awful, yeah.
Very much.
If I saw this as a kid, I'd be like, yeah, this is cool.
Yeah. All you want to see is stuff smash up in a car crash.
Yeah, Lee Majors in The $1 Million Man.
Exactly. And then he comes in.
Ooh.
He's got a little taser.
Where the guy doesn't look and he just shoots blindly.
Oh, yeah.
If I was going to write this, what I'd do is I'd have one character so cocksure of himself, and then he ends up shooting his partner.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So has this Falcon showed up in the MCU? I don't know.
Yeah, he was in the Falcon and Winter Soldier show.
No, but in the comics,
he was always with them. Like,
oh yeah, I saw him.
Remember him sitting outside a cafe in one of the movies?
Yeah. He was.
But I don't know if he showed up in the comics.
One of those guys that were on the team.
Yeah, he was sitting outside the cafe talking to him.
But he was the guy that was doing all the reconnaissance for him. The same thing as like basically the Falcon did for Captain America in those earlier movies.
Mm-hmm.
So he digs being the Falcon.
Yeah.
But nobody gets to see it.
Damn. Nobody saw that.
Aww.
Sam, package is secured.
Is it? Well, Sam's having a hard time with just one guy.
Oh no, he was faking it. He was faking it. He's just like target secure. Like, okay, now I can kick his ass. Maybe that's what they were going for.
Doesn't make any sense, but anyway.
Glad you're starting my collection.
Need a minute.
He just worked as this chiropractor. He just set that guy's spine.
Mm-hmm.
So he breaks his spine. He actually breaks his spine on purpose.
Or his arm.
What the fuck, man? That's like overkill, dude.
Need a minute.
Maybe he owes him $20.
That's what I thought.
Wait, what is the cracking sound? Is it his arm?
I think it's his arm.
Okay.
Ow.
Need a minute. That's what I thought.
None of this works. I'm sorry.
Mm-mm.
So go ahead, Clint. What did you want to add to that?
The talkative guy is quiet all of a sudden.
Clint's having some technical difficulty. But yeah, I don't know, man. There's nothing about it that looked really interesting. The whole premise, we've talked about it here on the Pontificators before. None of it works because one, the Mackey's character should never have gotten the shield to begin with. If there was going to be a backup for Captain America, it should have been the Winter Soldier. It makes more sense. It makes more sense from a character powers level, and also just as an emotional beat to give the redemption arc to the character. To give it to Mackie doesn't make any sense. And what I would do is I would probably, since Mackie seemed like he was pretty centered emotionally, maybe he could be a new leader of the Avengers. could work, because there's no way the Winter Soldier character you would ever trust to be, in
or
charge.
Spider-Man, like they try to make like Spider-Man the leader, like Tony Stark like chose him. Remember, like he gave him like the glasses, like you're the future. That made no sense. Like Spider-Man's still a kid. So yeah, I can see Anthony Mackie the Falcon being like the de facto leader of the Avengers, like having the military background and all. That would have been cool.
Yeah, but, yeah. Anthony Mackie as the Falcon, as the leader of the Avengers, would have made perfect sense.
Yeah,
trying to and then turn U.S. agent, or not U.S. agent. You turn Bucky into Captain America. You got Spider-Man under your wing. You maybe turn U.S. agent, and he has the shield, and you try and bring him in and kind of nurture him into a more politically correct role or something. But Falcon, Sam Wilson as Falcon, turning him into Captain America, it just story-wise, it never works.
It doesn't work. Yeah, it doesn't work. It
only works from one point of view, and that's for diversity's sake.
Yeah, exactly. We all see where diversity has gotten everything. There was probably USAID money going to Disney to make sure that the Falcon was the next Captain America.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Disney needs to stop making superhero movies, as they are circling the toilet bowl, waiting to be flushed. Well, I'll tell you, secretly, well, not even so secretly, I'll just say it. I'm kind of hoping this movie tanks, because I
don't see it having a big box office.
Yeah, Disney needs to be, there needs to be a message sent.
Yeah.
The Fantastic Four, however, I think it could still be an interesting movie. It could still work. Even with the casting, Pedro Pascal and the crazy Karen lady, it could work. But that Falcon or that Captain America movie, there's no.
This thing with Captain America, it's watered down versions, washed out versions, third-rate versions of Captain America and the Hulk. They're trying to throw a Red Hulk in there in all the commercials. I bet you Red Hulk's in the movie for a total of 10 minutes, and you've probably seen most of the clips of it already. It's a money grab. It's watered-down versions of characters that people thought were cool. Red Hulk, most people don't even know there was a Red Hulk that are hardcore fans, and they're going to be like, well, what is this? That's not even the Hulk. That's not even Captain America. Like, these are washed out, watered down versions of the characters that people actually knew about. I don't see. Maybe it'll surprise me, but I don't see a lot of enthusiasm.
I'm not going to see it at all. I'm not. What's that, Todd?
I kind of agree with what he just said, because it's confusing the fans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As far as like, oh, who's, this is just for instance, like they wanted to do the Black Superman and stuff like that. That's just gonna make fans go, wait, what? Who's this guy? And now we gotta learn a new person who's been only seen in a handful of comics. Now Falcon's a little different. He's been seen in a lot of comics, but he really never had the role that he had in those comics. You know what I mean? He was.
Yeah. If you want to give him important,
militaristic than it was sidekick.
None of it works. He's not even a sidekick. That somebody just projected that. That dude's an Avenger. He's not a freaking sidekick. You know what I mean? Like, he was in the Avengers. So he has the stature, he has the status of an Avenger. So there you go. The thing is, people know this. People are intuitive. And whether they're aware of it or not, when things work, they work on an intuitive level, right? Mm-hmm. Everything just kind of makes sense. Having this character, Falcon be Captain America, it doesn't work on any level, period. It just doesn't. So everything that you have to write, you have to try to make work. You have to kind of like do these like creative gymnastics to make this character work. When if they wanted to give this character stature and status, they should have made him the leader of the Avengers. They should have him put the new Avengers team together, and then like quietly, maybe he's uncertain. So you could kind of have like, I'm just this guy. I'm just this guy, and then maybe like one of the other characters, maybe even the Winter Soldier, Bucky says, I'm more like got all the superficial whatevers to be Cap, right? But I don't have the morality. I don't have that
the leadership,
that kind of moral compass. You have that, so you know you're the natural.
Story-wise, would have been awesome. Is Cap said, "I want you to be Captain America," and Falcon takes the shield, and he's like, "Thanks, Cap, but I'm the Falcon."
Yeah.
And then
the things like I like
I'm my own
angle.
guy. I don't need to pretend to be a third-rate Captain America.
Yeah. I like Art's angle. Like you can play on the fact that he's not a meta-human. Like, dude, like I don't have the powers to be the leader, really. And then the other guys were more powerful. Like grab like Vision, Bucky, all those guys. Like, dude, like you have it. You just have to believe that you can lead us. Like that would be
I think those two story. They could be the new Iron Man, Captain America. Literally, but you have the roles reversed, right? So it's like the damaged one is now Captain America, right? So he's like Iron Man. He's got a good heart and everything, but you can't really rely on him to make the right decisions, right? But the Falcon, you can, but he's a lesser powered character. Like he's just.
But he has the armor and the wings, yeah.
Right? Like he's got to depend on the suit and all this other stuff so he could be that guy. And I think it would have organically, it would have felt more right. And I don't think you would have had to do all these creative gymnastics to try to make this character Captain America.
For story beats, that would have worked so much better because, you would have switched Anthony Mackie would have been the Iron Man role, and then Bucky would have been the Captain America role. You would have had two lead characters that came from all the way from the beginning, but you would have they always kind of butted heads a little bit, and you could have played that against them the way you played Steve Rogers against Tony Stark.
And they always hung out together. They were like a lot of, even before the Winter Soldier Falcon stupid Disney Plus debacle. They were together. They had genuine chemistry as the actors, and their powers kind of complemented each other. So it worked, because basically
that would have worked way better than what they did.
What's that?
That would have worked way better than what they did. That was a missed opportunity there, and it was sitting right there for them.
Yeah, that's why they need me.
Yes, art and the storytelling angles.
Well, let's get into this this article. I think it's interesting. Chris Claremont understands all of this stuff way better than current writers, and this is an article from Popverse. Marvel's X-Men and all mutants should be pigeonholed as minorities by us or them, says veteran writer Chris Claremont. Shouldn't be pigeonholed.
Okay. Yeah.
Shouldn't be pigeonholed as minorities by us or them, says. Man, I'll tell you, when you see this, it feels like the world is becoming sane again, right? Like it's a great headline.
Chris sane again? Yeah.
Yeah, Chris Claremont says we should view mutants as unique individuals, not as minorities.
But for years, they've been representative of this class that was a minority. You know what I mean? They were called mutie scum and stuff like that, which always played them better than I think they've ever been played. You know what I mean? Like they were always with a chip on their shoulder, or they were always on the defensive. They weren't proactive; they were reactive. Yeah, Tom.
I see the point that Chris is trying to get here, and I understand yours as well. But the thing is, I think current day, it's probably better not to think of them as minorities, just because for me there's a lot of stigma that's attached to that now, and I don't say that like in a racist way. What I'm trying to say is that there is a lot of baggage with that jargon, with minorities, things like that. I like them more as just misunderstood humans. They're just kind of like nerds or just like people that don't fit into society. But and you could say geeks are minorities too, just because they're not the greater,
There's nothing geeky about Wolverine now. Come on.
No, I'm just saying that geeks are kind of a minority, as far as there's not a lot of them. So minorities are just, there's not a lot of them. That's what a minority is. A minority isn't like the majority. Yeah. So when you say minority, yeah, no shit. But what they mean by minority is they mean like black or Asian or Hispanic or whatever.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. Current day.
Yeah, the thing about minority is like you need context, because in my country, I'm not a minority. You guys are. If you come down here, there's less of you than of me. It shouldn't be a pejorative or like racist or whatever. It's just a state of being. The thing is like those words are so charged right now that it takes people places that it shouldn't be, especially if you're doing comics. This is not a political debate. This is entertainment.
So you're saying Bishop ticks two boxes, and that's not cool.
Exactly. And it shouldn't, because and at the end of the day, you're messing with the concept of the other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what was cool about the X-Men. Like this is like the concept of the other taken to the nth degree. Like these guys kind of look like us. Some not that Morlocks don't, but they're exposing these incredible powers. What are they? Should we kill them? That's a natural human reaction to the other. But now you can't really tackle those topics because you start talking like, so are they Samoan or are they what? Like, dude, like who's talking about that?
Well, the race trumps the power. The race trumps the mutant. Like if you're Nightcrawler cannot fit in. So I'm talking about current day. I think if you stop thinking of them as like a minority, like Asian or actually like Hispanics are not minorities in LA County. They're the majority. But anyway, just stop with that. And just like the reason I brought up geek is because geeks are like outsiders, right? They're other. So the way I thought of the X-Men always is that as much as they try to fit in, they can't because of who they are innately. But it's not skin color. It's not any of those things. And then as soon as you bring up the skin color, then what is it? Is it the mutant? Is it because they're mutant? Or is it because they're black or Hispanic or Asian? You know what I mean? Like it blurs that line. And I would rather think of them as other because of their mutant ability. Because if we're going to get into just pure race, then they're not.
Yeah, it starts being fun. Yeah,
they're diverse race-wise.
Mm-hmm.
They've always been diverse race-wise. Well, not always. The original team they were pretty white.
Very white.
But the new X-Men now.
Yeah, but this is like you think I care when I grabbed like an issue of X-Men with the original characters. I was like, dude, this is so cool. That guy has wings. Like I'm not thinking about who's white or who's black or like, dude, it's a dumb discussion when you're presenting entertainment.
Well, when you're making a decision, you go, well, you know what? I need to see myself in the characters. I need to be represented in the pages of this book or this movie or whatever it is. I think that's like when you get that specific, like me, like when you can't relate to a group of people that don't fit in. Well, that's what it's about. It's about a group of people that don't fit in, that are trying to fit in, and some of them have more obstacles than others to get get past. Like the Beast, or Nightcrawler, or some of these other characters. So I think those are more like general and more relatable, not fitting in. Everybody's had moments in their lives where they didn't feel like they fit in. That is more relatable than these other things.
Speak for yourself. I've always
come on, Art.
Okay, I got. All right, wait, hold on. All right, Todd, it's our show now.
They did do the
shit, man. If you talk shit too, you're gone.
They did do the mutant versus society thing in the first couple of movies, and there was always the element running through those X-Men movies, which are really still watchable. I don't have a problem when I watch them and go, wow, that's outdated. They did a lot of cool things, and there's a lot of cool things that they didn't do that they could have. And there's a lot of arcs, but taking them off the planet and kind of bringing them to a cosmic place is probably not what I would do if I ever, you know what I mean?
Although
like
John Byrne and Claremont did it pretty well with the travel.
They did do well, but does that translate well on the screen if all of a sudden you're fighting aliens?
No.
Like the Brood.
God. Well, the thing is, you have to have the full build-up of the story.
It's hard to do that over,
they would have had to. They would have had to have planned on success, and then they would have had to have done at least a 2-movie build-up, and then had the underlying story of the Phoenix beyond the first 2 movies to build up into the 3rd movie.
And the Shia Empire,
but this is taken for granted. None of those guys thought that first X-Men movie was going to be a success. You go back and look at that first X-Men movie, and that was like they chunked that out. Like they did not plan on that being the hit that it was.
It was a one and done. Let me read this. Thank you, Frankie. Anyone can be an outcast. Minority makes me think of exactly racial identity. That's why I'm thinking don't use that word. Just they don't fit in, other than Clint and Pedro, there are some people that just don't, in moments of their lives just didn't fit in. I have a hard time relating to those people as well, but
I mean, I always make it fit.
I'll make the pieces fit. That's a great tool song, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm the minority in a room full of ugly guys, but other than that.
But the thing is, there were some writers or creative people that go, the X-Men is a metaphor for race and discrimination and all those things. And it's like, okay, if you want to say that, then fine, but it's not literally that. You know what I mean? Like it's it's like they used to say, like Star Trek was kind of like that, where they had a lot of different like ethnic backgrounds for the characters to kind of show that we can all get along, right? We have all these people from different, walks of life, different countries, different things, and they're all working together towards a common goal. And so that's kind of how like the new X-Men was, where you not only had them different skin colors and stuff like that, but they were from different places: Germany, Canada,
Russia,
Africa, Mexico,
North Dakota.
Yeah.
I always resented that there were no Panamanians in Star Trek. I was like, okay, so I guess we don't exist anymore.
Let me ask you.
On 3 seasons of Star Trek,
I need my representation. Pedro needs representation.
Not even in the Next Generation, which was like 12. I don't know how many seasons that was.
They should have done some kind of like intergalactic Panama Canal, like a fair trade, and so you could deal with Panamanians and stuff.
I'll do it. Whatever.
Let's do it.
Oh, so I have a question, because I've always wondered which of the 2 villains would work X-Men wise. Would Arcade work or Mojo work better?
For what?
If you wanted to go one of those routes as 2 good villains, like Arcade versus the X-Men was always a good comic in that sense, as far as like there was a couple
but I don't know. It's a little too over the top.
Yeah.
To be
it's
sell. I think it'd be a hard sell.
Huh?
I think it'd be a hard sell.
Yeah, you think so? What about Mojoverse, Mojo World, or?
I think you'd get in some strange, weird places, man.
Yeah.
I think if it was done in the 70s, they would have done it for sure. But I think current day, it'd be a little tough. It'd be a little tough to sell. Yeah, I think Magneto is he's just a great villain, man.
Yeah.
Just a perfect villain. At times you can relate to him, but he's kind of the extreme version,
Yeah, the thing with Mojo is that it's been used in the animated series several times, more than once. Yeah. So I don't know, like the thing is, like in live action, it's going to be very grotesque. So it's going to be like.
It was like a different dimension too, right? I mean,
yeah.
So you're getting into like that, and I mean that is kind of that's asking a lot of the reader or the viewer. I think some of these things, like, well, let me rephrase it. All these things could work if it was like movie 8 or 10. Like if you really could serialize these things, I think you could start taking some chances like that. But other than that, I think it'd be a little tough,
But I mean, they were going to do Kang though, and Kang is like time traveler, interdimensional thing. So. And
I think they were jumping the shark with that. I thought time travel, bringing that into the Marvel universe, was a major mistake. The only thing is, like, I didn't know what that Fantastic Four was until you said that, Clint. And all of a sudden, it sounded like not only could they fix some of the problems, but it actually sounds like a cool story. You know what I mean? Like and it also shows that Galactus is fucking powerful, right? It's kind of like like Crisis on Infinite Earths, right? So like you have this character that's Galactus. I forget the one that was in Infinite Earths, but you have that character, and then you have all these realities kind of merging onto each other.
If you have a character that can cross multiverses and threaten, then it makes it that more dangerous. Because the whole thing with multiverses is it takes out an element of danger. Because, if you lose somebody in one multiverse, they can be alive in another multiverse. You can, like, bring characters back. But if you have a big bad that crosses over multiverses and is killing stuff through different multiverses, then that threatens all of those multiverses.
I mean, it becomes like the ultimate villain. Like, my God, how do you fight something like that? Like, always, anybody that's creating their own comics, hero, like G versus E kind of storylines, start with the villain. Well, most of the time you already have the hero. But when you're doing the villain, create a villain that there's no way that this hero could conquer. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, they're just too big, too undefeatable. Like, there's no way. And so then, therefore, there's the challenge in the writing, because then you have to make your heroes that much more heroic. Like that saying, your heroes are only as good as your villains. That is so true. So if you have Galactus, well, guess what? There's not very many characters that are bigger and bad.
If you even look at comics, Galactus was always a better villain than Kang. Yeah. Kang was a third-rate Avengers villain. Galactus is, like, I would say top 3, top 5 of all Marvel villains. Dr. Doom, Galactus, Red Skull. Oh, who else?
Thanos.
In your top 5. Yeah. Okay, here's a question. We're on the show. Who are your top 5 all-time of Marvel villains? I named 3. You don't have to choose them, but Galactus, Red Skull, Dr. Doom. Who are your top 5 of Marvel villains? We'll go with Art first.
I always like the Rogues Gallery, like the Spider-Man villains.
Yeah.
You know, the Green Goblin, that thing.
I would say he was up there.
The Fantastic Four, I like the funky characters like the Mole Man,
Mole Man,
sci-fi. That is so definitively like sci-fi.
And movie-wise, Mole Man would work so well.
And then Magneto, of course, and then like the Red Skull, just the the standard ones.
And this is probably my biggest complaint about the Marvel movies, is like what you were saying, Art, is like the villain makes the bad guy. They've minimized the villains so much. Like they've squandered so many good villains and just to maximize the hero. And it's like occasionally, obviously Thanos, they ran up the flagpole and they're like, Thanos is going to be the be all end all. But they haven't done that with most of the other villains. And it's just kind of squandered a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, like the just case in point that the Captain America little teaser snippet that we saw, like who cares? Like Falcon should have cleaned that guy's clock.
He's fighting some dumb, like that looked like a bar fight.
Like a goon. He's fighting a goon.
Yeah. TV stuff, and then the Falcon stuff, it looked, like I said, it did look like TV, so yeah, you got to make these villains way, way worse. Like the first, like Iron Man, like the reason that villain was really cool, it wasn't just like he was going to become an Iron Man. It was going to be a mano like battle, but that guy was also his friend.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like he was a villain beyond just like superpowers.
Story wise,
over because he.
Obadiah Stein.
What's that?
Obadiah Stein.
Yeah, exactly. It was just a great villain because it worked on several levels. But like the guy, what was it, Whiplash and what was his name, Hammer, whatever.
Yeah, they kind of
like lame.
And there were watered down versions from the comics again.
Yeah,
like if you went back to the comic, it was like in the casino. And Iron Man is fighting Whiplash, Blizzard, and I think there was a third one. Was it Melting Man or somebody? And they were all attacking him because obviously those guys were not as powerful as Tony Stark, but they teamed up against him, and they were all set on him by Stain. So like there was so much more to it that they watered down, and that's what they always do.
Yeah, and then what Marvel has to stop. It's so predictable. Is the villain is the hero? Like they literally have the Hulk fight the Hulk. They have Iron Man fight Iron Man. They have Captain America fight Captain America. Like it's the same damn thing. They have Ant-Man fight Yellow Jacket. They always fight the same character. And I'll tell you, just like. The Ant-Man isn't that interesting, but as Ant-Man, he is. And what I would do if I was working on the Marvel stuff is I would have a giant man fight. I mean, because they would be, it'd be like Godzilla battles, right? Like in New York City, like you'd have these two giants, battling each other, falling onto buildings and shit like that. That would be so freaking epically cool. It's a way better visual than a guy riding an ant.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool and all, but it's basically like the way they use it is like invisibility. So sorry we didn't do a round robin. So what are your choices for 5?
You're showing mine.
I know, but you could. I'm trying to give you a moment. You know what? It's hard to help you. Pedro, what are your 5?
Yeah. Oh, well, mine would be Magneto.
I thought you could elaborate or something, Todd. Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah. Mine are Magneto, Thanos, and Annihilus.
You got 2 more.
Oh, wow. I forgot about
Annihilus is cool. He's a cool visual too.
Yeah. Negative Zone, and you get that in the Marvel universe.
Dude. And also like more like down to earth villains. Bullseye is one of my favorites. And,
and visually on the silver screen, Fantastic Four have some awesome villains.
Yeah. And also the Mandarin. The Mandarin is another one that was really squandered.
I'm not even a big Iron Man geek, but man, when that Mandarin, it's like it was just a gimmick, right? It was like, oh, he's the Mandarin. Oh no, he's not, and I'm like,
and they got Ben Kingsley.
That was an interesting misdirect, but they did a misdirect with Iron Man's arch foe.
But they did it because they wanted to get their movies into the Chinese theaters. That's the only reason they did that.
But why didn't they use the actual character then?
Because they didn't want to offend China as making one of their people as one of the main bad guys. So they turned him into this white guy that was pretending to be the Mandarin so that they could get their movies, because China's a huge box office.
This shit gives me a headache. Like the level of asinine reasoning and thought work that goes behind these things. I wouldn't doubt that you're right, Clint.
Oh, China's a major box office. Disney wants to get all of their movies into China because China's almost as big a box office as Marvel. So they did not want to alienate China by making the Mandarin like the stereotypical Fu Manchu guy. Yeah, that's absolutely why they did that whole storyline with the guy pretending to be the Mandarin.
Right. No, I got it. It makes sense from one point of view, and I would argue not even necessarily a business point of view, because didn't what did they made the not Iron Fist, who was the karate guy? They made that movie.
Shang-Chi.
Yeah. And that movie tanked.
Yeah. And they catered to all the stuff, and everybody's like, that was
it went somewhere I never expected. And I don't know Shang-Chi that much. But I didn't know there was going to be dragons and bullshit.
That was all added on.
I was completely floored by the movie because I thought he was like street level.
Yes, he was
cosmic level. You know what I mean?
They brought the 10 rings. They brought the 10 rings into that, right? So
they changed everything about Shang-Chi from the comics to the movie. The way they describe the 10 rings in the movie is nothing to do with the Mandarin's 10 rings. And Shang-Chi, all of that spiritual stuff and going through and having the dragons, that had nothing to do with the Shang-Chi comics.
Thank you, Frankie says the 70s Shang-Chi looks cool. He looks like Bruce Lee.
That's what Shang-Chi was.
And Bruce Lee's freaking cool. All right, well, we're gonna wind this bad boy down. We've been going for 2 hours now, but I want to put some spotlights on some of these campaigns. I got 2 campaigns. I know Clint is still in demand. And then we got Todd, and Pedro's got a new. Pedro's doing some stuff on YouTube, so we'll get into that too. I want to do this first. Screen share, black and white. All right, you guys. Let's play the video. Woo! Phil Diaz killed it on that that teaser there. Thank you, Phil, for that. He used to come on Pontificators. He got too big for his own britches. Let's see. We're at 32, a 152, a 158 backers, 159. We got a backer. We are $1 away from 200. So let's get some multiple twos going on here. Let's get another backer, you guys, and switch that sucker over. And also we'll have 460 backers. So we'll get a lot of nice even numbers, which for some reason I absolutely like. So we got the main cover here, you guys. This is Sins of the Father. We're going to be delving into some of Reed Blackett's backstory, how he got here, his disillusionment with the British Secret Service, the MI10, and his mysterious father and what happened there. So we're going to get into some cool stuff here, you guys. With the Sins of the Father, it's a two-part story, 3 and 4. This is 3. We got some interior pages here. The book is looking great. We're about a third of the way done with the book, with the pencils aspects of it. And then, of course, we got Mr. Pedro Eng, the great Pedro Eng, working on the High Octane Adventures book. We have 2 new books with this campaign. So I am so thankful and lucky to have Pedro back for this. He killed it on volume 1, so he's back for volume 2, and this time he is writing as well. So here's some of his interiors. He came out with a great story. 4 jaw-dropping covers, you guys. A, B, C, and D. Back them all. Here's a better version, better like close-up of the Lord Fagin and Juju cover. This is B. We got the Carlo Barberi cover, and of course we have John Malin's variant D cover. So yeah, you guys, come by, check it out. If you like what you see, give it a backing. Let's try to get a backing tonight, because I don't know, 199, 159, it just kind of bugs me. So hopefully it bugs you guys too. 1 backing will change everything. So let's get on that. And what do you got? What do you got? Blue Bombshell.
I have a Blue Bombshell. Blue Bombshell is in demand. I am drawing the book now. I'm going to start posting a lot more art, just so everybody can see that and kind of get jazzed up about the book again. But it's kind of nice doing the deep dive into the book. I've got my last book's at the printers. So, like, all I'm doing right now is just drawing Blue Bombshell. So let me play the trailer here.
I love this trailer.
It's true.
Find that great music off the
Pretty poppy. Super Kids and Thundershock. Don't miss out, kids.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been just starting. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. But how do I scroll down? Oh,
we have a link right here, you guys. Randy, thank you so much for your wrenching. Blue Bombshell. Click this link, you guys. Go over back today. I know Clint has been teasing. You're closing this thing down, but
it's going to be a little bit.
You're going to keep it open until you finish the book. Is that?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna leave it open for a while, because what I'm going to do, and I'm doing it a little differently than I've done in the past. is I'm going to post a lot more of the artwork that I'm working on, just so people can kind of see what the book is about. Because you get the preview pages or whatever, but then you get into the book and you get into like the meat of the story. So I'm going to start posting a lot of that stuff this spring, and I'm going to keep Into Man open, and I'm going to do a big closeout probably in the spring, probably like March, April-ish kind of thing. So,
Perfect.
And obviously the closeouts kind of, light a little bit of fire under people that have been seeing the stuff you post. So I'm kind of trying to build up to that. So,
I'm going to be closing Oodles of Doodles, my art book, around the same time. So maybe we could do some synergy jams and
absolutely,
and close those puppies out with Marvel fanfare. Yes.
Yep.
So who wants to go first? Todd? Pedro?
I don't know.
I'll go. I'm working on some Fantastic Four, like a small set of cards, because it's trending right now. So I'm gonna do a hybrid where I don't use a lot of black and it's rendered in color with this Sue Storm down here.
Todd, I want one of my campaigns to make enough money where I can hire you to do a book for me. Because your art is so fucking gorgeous, dude. Like, that is awesome. Looks so good.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That Silver Surfer is freaking epic, dude.
It's static, but it was...
But no, it's powerful, though.
Yeah.
And it's that center image with the logo coming behind him. No. I love
the reflection of the board, man.
We do love you.
Hey, how many of you guys thought that Mobius's Silver Surfer with Stan Lee writing was pretty damn cool?
Oh, no, that was really cool.
In my memory.
Yeah, I had the post on my wall at in the studio. It was so cool.
His stuff was like hard to come by because it was European. It wasn't
stuff so hard to find now.
Yeah. It was great. I thought like there's certain artists that are perfect for certain IPs, and Mobius is always kind of
he's so minimalistic with his handwork. It's insane. But what he does,
what was that?
Sorry, I'm blathering, but like Mobius was so simplistic with his line work, but then what he did with it was just the depth of field and like creating like atmospheric kind of background stuff. Is like, oh man, I can't even.
Yeah, it's literally out of this world. I mean, the guy is one of those visionary, definitely one of those visionary guys. And I wish he was still producing work. So Pedro, you got your YouTube. What are you doing here?
So I'm finally getting over my hang up of my broken English, and I'm trying to teach you guys how to animate. So there are 6 classes up already, and people are starting to follow, to ask questions, so it's good. So yeah, guys, I want to turn everyone who's interested into an animator for free. And tomorrow I'm gonna be jamming. This is gonna be the intro to the channel. It's called the Animation Dojo. So as a tribute to Blackwell Jones, aka Jim Kelly, I'm doing a little like Kia thing. Well, we did the little sweet.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's
awesome.
So yeah, I'm gonna be like working a little bit on it tomorrow, so you can guys like see the process. And all the animation classes are gonna be on Tuesdays. I'm gonna jam on Thursdays. So yeah, guys, if you are interested in learning how to animate the old-fashioned way, frame by frame. I mean, not pencil and paper, because that would be prohibitive. But you can get a software like this one, OpenTunes, which is open source. You can get Toon Boom, TV Paint. There's several softwares you can use, as long as you can animate frame by frame, and you can basically create layers. Yeah, you can learn how to animate. So join me in the Animation Dojo.
So cool.
Yeah, you guys, if you haven't subbed, go sub Pedro's channel right now, and it's absolutely amazing. I mean, he's giving this stuff away for free, and it's it's very generous, Pedro, and you're one of the best. Also, Todd, I'm sorry. Go to his eBay store. Go get some stuff, man.
Hey, you said, "Oh, I wish he would still draw." He's dead, right? Mobius.
I wish he was still drawing. I said, yeah, that's why I said it, because he's gone.
Oh, wish he was still drawing.
Yeah.
After you die, Todd, you don't get to draw anymore, except maybe in heaven.
No, it's like
He's making heavenly art.
Heavenly art. Speaking of heavenly art, I'm gonna do this. This is gonna be my parting shot to you guys, and because time is limited, and this bad boy is going to be going away soon. So this is Oodles of Doodles and other stuff too. We got a couple backers this week. We could always use some more. Here's the video by the great Shannon Jetty.
Art T-Bear's Oodles of Doodles and Other Stuff Too is a 60-page, 9x12 hardbound book, will be printed on thick glossy stock paper and is a compilation of artwork from award-winning artist, Art T-Bear. This book is filled with images that come from Art's Marvel, DC, Image, and Comicsgate work. That includes convention doodles, commissions, creator-owned IPs, and pop culture subjects that Art has brought to life with his masterful draftsmanship. Art T-Bear's signature style is both lyrical and meticulously realized. The mastery of craft, seen in his work, owes itself to his 40 years in the comic industry, as well as viewing life through his own love of the art form itself. Fans of art prints have the opportunity to back one or both of the mini print tiers. Both are stunning collections of work that you can back individually or together as a bundle. Art T-Bear's Oodles of Doodles and Other Stuff Too. Back it now on Indiegogo.
Do it now. Also, you guys, if you back now, this book will ship tomorrow. So Pamela's been on it. So these books, the book's done, all the prints, everything's ready to go. So there's no waiting for this book. So if you, like I said, if you back tonight, this will go out tomorrow. So 137 backers, we got 16,277. Let's keep it going. Bunch of stuff in there. It's a quality print job. This book is fantastic looking. I'm so very proud of it. So go back Clint's book. Subscribe to everybody. We all have channels. I believe, Todd, do you have a YouTube channel?
I do, but we're doing a different. We're doing a sort of baseball wrestling show coming up. But I'll let you know more as it gets closer.
Cool.
All right. Well, you guys stay tuned. Obviously, Pedro's got the animation, and Clint has got his YouTube as well. So all the books, the Indiegogo is in the description. Randy's post and stuff as well. Thank you. And thank you, Dinky Frankie. I do appreciate that.
I agree with Dinky Frankie. That Kirk, that's a gorgeous drawing of Kirk, man. It is really art.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Done. Well done.
Thank you. It's big in the book too, so it's almost full size page.
I'll ask you I have a question for you, and it would be good to ask in front of people, in front of the crowd. But if you want to go, I won't ask you.
Okay. All right, you guys. It's been great hanging out with you. Thanks everybody in the chat. You guys are a blast. Thank you for the super chats. I do appreciate it. And this is a weekly show, Pontificators, every Wednesday night, you guys, 8 Eastern Standard. And we will see you next week. Take care.